1,000 times. That's $100,000. That's enough money to jumpstart anything that you want to do. I'm gonna start off from the beginning of how did I even come up with the whole 100K movement, and what motivated me to actually want to share it with everybody. The reason I started $100 1,000 times is because I went completely broke. This story is real. You know, it's from my heart. People look at me and they might see one thing and don't know my story and all the struggles and things that I had to go through to get to where I'm at today. It basically started from my boyfriend then. Now he's my husband. You know, he was a drug dealer and I'm just a hairstylist, and we doing our thing. We making money, we getting money, and I got comfortable. I'm from the streets, so I know the game. I know how it goes. You know, there's only two ways out. That's what I was taught. That's what I always saw. Just from being in the hood and being from the hood, you either go to jail or, you know, something end up happening to you bad. And with my husband case, he went to jail. He got fed time. And during that time, when he got locked up, I lost everything. I lost everything. I mean, I lost everything. When they came, they came. I don't blame him. I blame myself because I was too comfortable and I knew better. One thing about me, ever since I was little, I was a hustler. I always knew how to get my own money. I always made my own money. No matter what I did to get it, I did what I had to do to get it. So that's why I blame myself when my husband got locked up and I lost everything, because I wasn't being smart. And everything that I'm about to explain to you guys, you most definitely going to know and understand a little bit more at the end of my story of why you have to be smart about everything that you do. But anyway, the whole $100 1,000 times came when my husband got locked up and I lost everything. When I lost everything, all my business was out in the streets. I mean, everybody was talking about me, you name it. One of the memories is I was inside of my salon, because one thing I say is that God is so real, because the feds came and they took everything from us, took everything from him or whatever, and I was solely dependent on him at that time, but they didn't, you know, they didn't touch my salon. I still had my salon, so I thank God for that. But anyway, I was inside of my salon and it was on a weekend and I was doing hair. And anybody that's from Baltimore, I'm not sure exactly how the towing thing go with you guys and how the ticketing thing go in your city, but in Baltimore on the weekends, your car don't get towed. Your car don't get towed on the weekends or nothing like that or whatever. Not on Minor Street. Your car don't get towed. So I was doing hair and my car was not getting towed, it was getting repossessed. And I'm like, oh shit, they like, April, your car, I forgot exactly who it was. They like, your car being towed. And I remember somebody saying, her car getting towed. They don't tow cars. They don't tow cars on Miami Street. This is not a tollway zone on Miami Street. They don't tow cars on Miami Street. How a car getting towed? So I'm saying to myself, like, I knew that my car was being repossessed, but I was so embarrassed that I didn't want to say anything. So I'm like, I'm running with it like, damn, how the fuck? Like, they towed my motherfucking car, this some bullshit, this, that, and third. But in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, they caught me slipping or whatever. So that was one of the most embarrassing moments, is when my car actually got repossessed in front of my clients and my friends inside of the salon. And You know, one thing about me is that when I'm going through something or I feel some type of way, I cannot hide it. For the life of me, I have to share it. And you guys know, because if I get mad or I feel some type of way, I'm going to post it. I write the longest post, misspelling everything. I don't give a damn. When something is wrong, I don't care how I'm feeling. I'm just writing. I don't give a fuck. But when I was in the shop, after they towed my car, whatever, you know, that kind of fucked up my whole night, and everybody knew that. But when I went home, I cried, and I was crying like, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? And I still didn't know what I was going to do. So I guess I'm not sure exactly how everybody found out that my car actually got repossessed, but it came out that my car got repossessed. Then the house that I was living in, you know, I had to move out of there because it was too damn expensive. I mean, big house, 2-car garage. I mean, you name it, it was a big, nice house, downtown, ducked off. Nobody knew where it was at. I mean, we was living, but I had to move from that house because I couldn't afford it anymore. So I had to get an apartment or whatever. So I did that. You know, I was hurt about that. Car got repossessed, lost my house, this big, beautiful house. You know, all my business was out in the streets. So I'm just saying to myself, what am I going to do to get back? At this time, I'm not even thinking about me and thinking about my daughter. I'm thinking about what am I going to do to get back at everybody that's out here putting my business out in the streets or looking at me some type of way because I lost everything, just talking about me. I was angry at the time. I wasn't humble. I ain't give a fuck. You know, everything, all my posts was negative. You know, all the energy around me was so bad. I would take my attitude out on literally everybody. I was just a mad, bitter person. And one day, you know, I was crying, and my daughter, she caught me. She caught me crying. And one thing I could say is no matter what I ever went through, my daughter never knew because I always made sure I didn't give a damn. I always made sure that she had. I always made sure that she didn't see me cry. But this one day she seen me cry. And I felt like she knew exactly what was going on because she was like, she just was just like, don't cry. Everything gonna be alright. So the next morning I got up and I took her to school. Normally when I take her to school, I go straight to work or whatever. But I went back home. And I was in my bathroom and I just was looking at myself in the mirror like, look at you, you a mess. Like, you're a hot mess. You gotta get yourself together. Like, you have a daughter. Like, you say you want all these things and you got all these people looking up to you, and you're a mess. You're a mess. You're a hot mess. I literally told myself off that day. And from that day forward, I had made a plan. I wrote all my goals down, all the things that I wanted to do. And that day I started doing everything that I had to do. And this is before the whole $100 1,000 times came. So I'm hustling. This is before I started selling hair, all that. I'm hustling. I'm at the shop. I'm doing hair. You know, I'm just working. I'm picking my daughter up, going home, making sure she's good, get back up, drop her off, go back to work, do the same thing. I mean, I would spend hours in the shop grinding. So the whole $100 1,000 times didn't hit me yet. So I'm grinding. You know, I'm not posting as much as I used to. I'm not doing all these things because I'm focused. I'm focused right now. So, you know, I had BG&E trying to cut my stuff off. I had to make a certain amount of dollars by a certain amount of time when they was coming to cut my lights off. So right then and there, I knew that I didn't have no time for anything but to get this money so my lights couldn't get cut off, and stay focused so I could be able to get my daughter the things that she needed and food or whatever so we can eat and all that. So, you know, I was grinding. And then one day I had a prophet. I don't know who this man is. He is an Indian. I tell people he have a red dot in the middle of his forehead, but he came inside the shop and we had a conversation, and everything that he said to me pretty much happened in my life. And everything that he said to me then, I didn't understand then, but I understand now. It's happening now. So everything that this man said to me, it kind of stuck with me or whatever. So one day You know, my business still out there. I think at this time I had about 7 fake pages out, right? So I'm entertaining all this stuff. I'm reading everything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna shit on everybody. And I'm like, I'm gonna make 100,000. I said, if I get $100,000, that's gonna pay my bills. I mean, I'm chalking everything off that this 100,000. I did not have $100,000, but when I did my count, I knew I needed about 100,000 to do what I wanted to do, and that was the shit on everybody who was talking about me. See, back then it was nothing positive, it was all negative back then. You know, and I tell people all the time, like, this came from that whole $100 1,000 was something negative that I wanted to do. I just wanted to shit on the whole city. I ain't give a fuck. If you was talking about me, if you was liking those pictures, if you was entertaining those fake pages, I wanted to shit on you, and I knew I needed 100,000 to do it. So I'm like, 100,000, that's $100 1,000 times. I know what I gotta do. So one of the, a few things I knew I had to do was I couldn't hang with certain people that I normally hang out with, because when you're trying to save money, you can't party and do the things that you normally, you used to doing. You can't shop like you wanted to, because one of the things that I still was doing, even though I was broke, was still trying to look good, trying to cover up all that mess, because I was caring what everybody said. So I was still broke, and the money that I was making, I was still spending, because I'm trying to keep up this facade so people wouldn't see all this stuff that I was going through. So, so when I did the whole $100 1,000 times, started doing that, I knew that I couldn't do those things no more. Hang out with certain people or go to the certain clubs. I couldn't pop bottles. I couldn't go to certain restaurants. I couldn't go to certain stores, and I couldn't buy this and I couldn't buy that. And one of the things that I'm thankful for is that it humbled me, because it turned me into an outsider. Now I'm an outsider looking in, because I'm not doing these things because I'm trying to save $100 1,000 times. I mean, I'm actually looking at people doing the shit that I used to do, and I'm like, that shit is corny as fuck. So it humbled me a lot, saving money and being consistent and really wanting to do whatever you set your mind on, and actually when you actually start doing it, you turn into an outsider. You're like an outsider looking in, it's like I tell people, it's like, you have tunnel vision and you ain't paying nothing else no attention but what you got going on. So, I was just in go mode or whatever, but it humbled me a whole lot. It humbled me a whole lot. So $100 1,000 times. So I'm focused, I'm trapping, I'm in the shop at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm saving my money, I'm doing what I gotta do, and one thing that I can say about the universe, and I never was a true believer of this, but now I am. Whatever you speak about, whatever you think about, you bring about. So I'm trapping and I'm staying focused and I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. I'm calling everybody that I owe money to. I'm setting up payment plans. I mean, I'm grinding. I'm being responsible. I'm being an adult. So the opportunities just started coming. So one of them was hair. Somebody came into my salon and introduced me into the hair game. I had no desire to sell hair. I was a hairstylist. That's all I wanted to do. I love what I do. I didn't care about nothing else but being a hairstylist. But somebody had came to me and was like, I heard about you, and I just want to do business with you. I think that things could work. So me being a person, everything that he was saying was sounding good. So me being a person that I am, I'm like, yeah, shit, I got followers. I can post something right now, and we can sell out right now. So I showed him that, and he liked that. So the very next day, he came back. He was like, look, check this out. I'm gonna send some hair down here. You're gonna get $10 off of each bundle of hair that you sell, and we're gonna get money. And I'm like, keep in mind, I'm still trying to stack my bread, doing the whole $100 1,000 time thing. So I'm doing my numbers, because keep in mind, like, I'm from the streets. Like my boyfriend was a fucking drug dealer. I'm good with numbers. I'm like, $10 off every pack I sell, because I'm breaking it down like it's drugs. I'm like, so this man about to give me $10 from off of every pack that I sell. That ain't really no money. But I'm like, fuck it, it's gonna bring some clientele to my salon. So for the other girls or whatever. So if I'm selling his hair, it's gonna bring some clientele. Everybody gonna be making money. So I'm thinking about them. I'm not really thinking about me at the time. So we started selling hair. I mean, we jamming. Police was like, what is y'all doing? The lines was all just before the store was even, before I even thought about a store, any of that. Lines all the way out the shop. I mean, we was jamming on hair. And you know, 1 month rolled by, 2 months rolled by, I'm making this man money, I'm depositing his money in his account every day. One thing, I was never short on his money. I don't care, because one thing in business, I always knew that you cannot burn your bridges. It's all about building it's all about building great business relationships with people. So even if somebody came up short or some money was took in, I always made sure his money was straight, and I would deposit his money every day in his bank account. So my best friend, which is Greg, absolutely no refunds, on Instagram. One day we just in the shop chilling, and I'm like, I'm about to count this man money. And that's one thing you never do in the game, is count another man's money. Because when you count another man's money, you start thinking that this person owes you more than what you're supposed to be getting, and that wasn't the agreement. So, you know, I broke the code and I started counting this man money. So my best friend, he grabbing the receipts. I'm calculating everything. Mind you, this was about less than 3 months into meeting this man, right? So I'm counting. I get to 30,000. I look over, still a whole bunch of stack of receipts. I'm like, all right, this his money, by the way. So I get to 40,000. I'm like, we finished? He's like, no, it's still a whole bunch of receipts, my best friend. Get to 50,000. Then you get to 60,000. Then you get to 70,000. Keep in mind, I'm already doing the whole $100 a thousand time thing. But I ain't nowhere near no $100 a thousand times with my money. So I get to 100,000. And I'm like, whoa. I'm not even, I started getting mad, because I'm like, I know for a fact, I didn't make this much money. But I made this person less than 3 months over $100,000. Keep in mind, I stopped counting when I got to $100,000 because I started getting mad. This is on my life. This is a true story. So we got to 100,000, I stopped counting. Fucked my head up for the rest of for the whole week. I was just gone, like, damn, I can do that? I really made this man $100,000 in less than 3 months. Over $100,000 in less than 3 months. I was like, whoa. So I'm feeling myself, like, shit, I'm really feeling myself. I felt some type of way, because even though it wasn't my money, the first $100,000 that I made, it wasn't my money. I was proud of something that I did, because I stuck to it and I was dedicated and I was pushing and I was selling that hair and I was making those posts. I did that. I made that money. It wasn't mine, but I did that, right? So I'm feeling good about myself, even though it wasn't my money. I'm mad a little bit. I wasn't mad at him, but I was just mad at the situation. So I'm like, okay. Then one day, another guy comes in. You know, everybody hearing about me now. My name is ringing bells. April got the hair, good hair. That's where everybody getting their Brazilian hair from at the time. So another guy come in and like, look, check this out. I'm gonna give you $25 off of every bundle you sell. You like, shit. Anybody know you go from $10 to $25 off of each bundle? You ain't even thinking twice. You like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. But I was selling so much hair, I didn't care. I was selling both of that shit. And my first guy, he didn't even know I was selling so much of it. He didn't even know that I was selling somebody else's hair. So that's how much hair I was selling. So I'm still loyal to this man. Only met him twice, made him over 100,000, deposited his money, everything was straight or whatever. So me and the other guy pretty much just built this, because the other guy, he was actually from Baltimore. The other guy wasn't. So I would see the second guy that was paying me $25 off of each bundle of hair. So I would see him a little more or whatever. So me and him just grew like this bond, that was unbreakable. Like him and my entire family, you know, I say like he was my second dad. He was like my second dad. And he taught me so much in a little bit of time that I've gotten to know him. He was getting money together and everything was happening for me or whatever. So keep in mind, I'm still doing the whole $100 a thousand times thing, and I'm getting money. something happened where, you know, me and the other guy, which I choose not to discuss, but things just didn't work out, so I had to cut that business relationship off before it turned sour, and that's what I did. And me and the other guy, we was just doing our thing. So at the time, I'm like, you know, I'm feeling myself, and he playing fair, we both getting money. So I tell him, like, I want to open up a store. I said, I don't feel safe, it's too much traffic inside of the salon, I want to open up my own store. And he was like, all right, cool. So if you want to open up your own store, you go ahead and open up your own store. I said, not only do I want to open up my own store, I want to open up another shop. He was like, all right, that's what's up. I said, but I want to open up another shop in Atlanta. He said, all right, cool. And around that time, I was doing hair in Atlanta anyway. So and that was just to build my clientele up in Atlanta so I could open up my own. Me going to Atlanta, I always knew what I wanted to do. That was my goal, to open up a salon in Atlanta. So I was down there trying to establish some clientele anyway, or whatever. He said, all right, word, if you want to do that, then you can do that. So as time moved on or whatever, it was like 2 days before I was about to go to Atlanta. It was 2 days before I was about to go to Atlanta. My partner called me. He was like, I gotta tell you something. And keep in mind, I'm still doing $100 1,000 times thing for myself. I'm saving my money. I'm focused. I ain't hanging around nobody. I'm gaining followers. People saying I inspire them because they seeing my hustle. They seeing the whole hair thing and all that. But I still wasn't in no circle. I was still working. You know, I was still working. I was stacking my bread. I still wasn't at 100,000. So and I wasted a lot of, I'm not gonna say I wasted a lot of money, but a lot of my money that I was saving, being so I was traveling to Atlanta back and forth so much, I was dipping in that money a lot. So I wasn't nowhere near my $100,000 that my 100,000. So he said he wanted to tell me something. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm home. Come to my house. So he sat me down. He was like, I want to give you something. I'm like, all right, what you want to give me? I'm like, I'm packing. I'm excited because I knew that in a couple of days I was going to Atlanta to go look at a few buildings or whatever. So I'm like, what's going on? I'm trying to focus on Atlanta. So he was like, I want to give you some information. So he gave me the hair connect. And then again, in the streets, like everybody know, I carry my business like if I was in the streets. A lot of my information, and I learned a lot of things from drug dealers and rappers, and I would follow these type of people. I never had women that I looked up to besides my sister and my mothers. I would look up to men and drug dealers and what I seen, and my husband and the things that he told me before he left. So I'm like, damn, he giving me his connect. Don't nobody do that. Ain't nobody giving you that connect. I don't care. So he gave me his connect. He gave me all the information that I needed. So I was like, dang, wow, so we still doing business. So I get on a plane to go to Atlanta to find a building or whatever. We end up opening up the store. The store wasn't open that long. We opened up the store. Let me jump back. We opened up the store. So I goes to Atlanta. I'm calling him like I found the shop. He was like, all right, so do it. That's what you're going to do. That's what's up. That's what you're going to do. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, all right, I signed the lease. I gave him the money, all like to let the landlord know that I was serious about it. He was like, all right, that's cool, that's what's up, congratulations. I said, I'll call you when I get to the airport. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll call you when I leave. So he was like, all right. I said, how's the store doing? He said, the store doing fine. He was like, everything is doing fine. He was like, I got your money or whatever. I'm holding it for you. I see you when I get down here, because even though I opened up a store, I was still selling hair for him, getting money. So he was supplying the hair, but that was my store. So he said, everything fine, I got your money when you get down here, whatever. I'm going to the airport. I get in the airport, I get a phone call. And it's his brother. And I'm like, why is his brother calling me? Why is his brother calling my phone? So I ain't answer. Because I'm like, what do you want? Like everybody just wanted me to, it was just so much, not saying that he wanted to do it, but when you get money and you making all these moves, you start getting phone calls. So I wouldn't answer a lot of phone calls, because keep in mind, I'm still trying to be focused. So his brother calls, so I'll answer the phone, like, let me see what he want. So I answered the phone. He was like, Tyrone. He said, Tyrone dead. I said, Tyrone dead, and that's his name. That's my business partner, Tyrone. Anybody who know me knows him. His name was Tyrone. He said, Tyrone dead, he passed away. I said, he passed away. I just talked to him last night. I told him I was on my way. So I was a complete disaster. I didn't care who seen me. I was in the airport crying. I mean, people didn't know what was going on. I mean, everybody just walking up to me, asking me, am I okay? You know, my best friend was there. He was trying his best to keep me together, but I was a complete disaster. I mean, my heart was broken. I'm like 3 months. No. I said 3 months. 3 weeks before this man giving me all his information. He gave me all the information as if he knew what was going to happen. I go to Atlanta, I get the shot, come sign my lease, come back, I get a phone call saying he died of a heart attack. And I'm messed up. I'm like, I got this store. You know, I didn't gave this man all this money for this damn shop. You know, like, I only got $3,000. Like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, I only had I paid all my bills, so I only had $3,000 to my name. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know. I felt like everything was just crumbling down. Like, everything was just crashing down in front of me. Everything was just crashing down in front of me or whatever. So I gets home, everybody calling, everybody crying, everybody was sad. I mean, this man touched everybody. He was truly an angel on this earth. If you know him, you know that he was an angel. He did for everybody. So I'm in the house crying my eyeballs out. I get a phone call. I fell asleep. I get another phone call. I said, I'm not answering no phones for nobody right now. I'm mad. I'm sad. So I keep getting a phone. I'm getting all these phone calls. And I get a phone call from my landlord from my store. So I answered like, hello. He said, April, somebody just broke in your store. I said, somebody just broke in my store. I mean, my best friend just died. The day after he died, somebody broke in my store. I came to my store. When I say everything was gone, everything was completely freaking gone. I mean, they took the TVs, they took all my hair, they even took the fucking ATM machine. I don't even know how them niggas got that ATM machine out the ground. They even took the ATM machine. I mean, I was stripped from everything. I mean, when I say God stripped me from everything, I mean, he stripped me from everything. And I'm like, what is going on? At that time, I did not know what was going on. God, what is going on? Why is you doing this to me? What did I do wrong? So I'm talking to him. I didn't know. You know, so he stripped me from everything. I only had $3,000, but I had $3,000 and I had the information that he left me with. So I'm like, I'm grieving, but I gotta get some help because I got bills and I got things that I gotta do. So I'm stressed out. I'm grieving, and I got this $3,000, and you know, I put my order in for my little $3,000 or whatever, and that's the first time of selling hair on my own that I sold that much hair. People was pre-ordering hair. And I mean, when them boys broke inside my store, it was everywhere. It was all over. I mean, people was calling me, telling me they knew where the hair was at. I didn't even know that people loved me as much as they did. Like, you motivate me, you inspire me because they watching my journey. They see me at the bottom. You know, I'm posting things, I'm updating everybody, but I'm not in the scenes, but I'm keeping them updated on everything. So I'm getting phone calls and they know who the people was, and I know where the hair at, and you know, some people was bringing me the hair back. They was buying it and bringing it back. I mean, so much love, right? So I had my $3,000, my hair came, and I sold so much hair because people was just trying to support me and show me love. I actually made pre-orders. Pre-orders is something where a person paid for something, but it's not there yet. So I sat in the house and I cried. I cried like, wow, I can't believe that this happened. Like, I really did it. So I cried like, God. And all I heard was him like, I had to strip you from everything. If you really want what you keep asking me for, because one thing that I do, I talk to God. If you want everything that you are asking me for, I got to strip you from everything. You got to start from the bottom. When I say start from the bottom, you got to start on your own. You ain't about to start with nobody else's hair. You ain't about to start with nobody else's money. You ain't about to start with nobody else nothing. You're going to start by yourself. So I took that as God ripped me from every last thing. They took all the hair. They even took the ATM machine and made me start over. And I had to start over. I didn't have no insurance in that shop. I had to get everything done myself. I mean, everything that he told me, I look at it like this. I was taught. He taught me something, because in business you have to have insurance. In business you have to have. I had security cameras, but I didn't have a alarm system. You need to have these things in business. In business you need to know how to be responsible. So let me rip you from everything and show you how real it is right now. So when I do bless you with everything that you have, you know how to run your business. You know how to handle your business. And I am thankful for everything that he did. Everything that God did, he did for a reason. And I didn't understand it at the time, but now I understand it now. Now, as far as the $100 1,000 times thing, I done did that a whole lot of times. I ain't rich, but I did it a whole lot of times now. So I feel like I'm up, you know. But after that, I felt like I had to share it with other people. A lot of people, I started sharing my story. I'm like, I'm going to start a movement, because I know if I can do it, anybody can do it. One thing about the black community is this: because most of us didn't grow up with anything, we don't know how to keep nothing. When we get something, we want to spend it. We want to show it off, because we ain't used to shit. When you ain't used to shit, you want to show off. You want to spend all your money. You doing crazy stuff with your stuff. So one thing about us blacks, we are the smartest people in the world. We are the smartest people in the world. Do y'all hear me? We are the smartest people in the world. We have amazing ideas, but we don't have money. We don't have money. I have seen people during tax time, and this is the most money that poor black people have during tax time. And I have seen people blow thousands of dollars in a week when they could have did something with that money. And it breaks my heart. So I'm like, I feel like I have to start this movement, because this is going to help my people. I have to share my story. I don't care how embarrassing it is. I don't care how it make me look. Fuck, right now it ain't about me, because I did it. And it worked out for me, and I made it. So if I did it, I got to share with my people. You know, like, one thing about me, I always made sure that my people was good. All my businesses are in the hood. All my businesses are here. I never ever desired to leave. If I leave, I knew I was going to have something where my people can still have something to call home. Barbershops, hair salon, my hair store. I wanted them to have a place to go to and feel like they was walking on Rodeo Drive and things like that. So I wanted to supply my hood with something. But I felt like if I shared that, my people can do the same thing. But because we have a problem with saving money, but we have these awesome ideas, we can't get our shit off the ground because we don't have no resources. So I feel like if I started this movement and everybody get into saving money, saving $100 1,000 times, we can be our own financial resources. If this man is into accounting and this man is into construction, and I'm into whatever I'm into, and we all saving out $100 1,000 times, and we got this money to start our businesses, then I can go to this man for him to help me, and he can go to you to help you, and you can come to me, you know. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle. So if we all save this $100 1,000 times and become each other financial resources, we can become powerful. We can become a powerful thing, because if we start sticking together and we see that if we use each other and we continue to push each other, we unstoppable. We already know that from the riot, from our riot. We killed. I mean, it was something negative. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I understand where it come from. It was frustrated, but that just showed me how powerful we are. So if we stick together on a much positive note and help each other and push each other and encourage each other, which is one of the main reasons why I get on social media every day and say something to encourage somebody, no matter how much somebody hating on me or no matter what I'm going through or whatever. I can be crying, but I'm going to wipe my tears and I'm going to get on there and I'm going to post something. I don't care if I'm annoying, if I post too much, I don't care. I do what I got to do because I know it's going to save and help somebody. And I feel like if we continue to push each other to save $100 1,000 times and become each other's financial resources and just resources period, we can rule the world. And it'll be a whole bunch of bosses, and it'll be a whole bunch of less crime, less hate, less drama if we continue to push each other. So that's my $100 1,000 times story. I hope you guys are inspired by my story. I hope to see every last one of y'all at the 100K networking event. The 100K networking event is something that I came up with because I feel like in my city, you know, people know us for being the crabs in a barrel or the barrel in the crabs, however they however they call it. I mean, whatever, you know, you do you, fuck them. But anyway, that's what we're known for. So one of the things that, you know, I wanted to do was have something. We always have parties. We know how to party, but nobody never gave a event where we all could come together and use each other in some type of, you know, financial gain or as a resource to get you where you want to be at to your next step. So the whole networking event is to do that. Everybody just coming together and just, you know, just exchanging each other information, you know, just looking good and getting out as many resources as you can. Come to me, ask me as many questions as you want. It'll be a whole bunch of other very, you know, powerful people inside of the building that I'm sure that you can walk up to and they will, you know, extend their hand to you and whatever it is that you need and things like that. So that's what the networking event is about. It's for all of us to come out and come together, enjoy ourselves, have fun, you know, get as much information as we can from each other so we can build our business, so we can build our brand, so we can all be exactly what it is that we want to be in life and that's successful. So that's what the 100K networking event is about. I hope all of you guys come out. The first and second one was very successful, and you know, I just hope everybody come out and just learn something. And I have so many surprises that I want to share with you guys, so I'm excited for y'all to come out and hear what I gotta say and see all the surprises and stuff that I have. And again, like, this is your girl April Diva Style Sims. That's my 100K story. I hope 99% of y'all is inspired by my story and want to do the same thing, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. But I want you to know that I love you and I believe in you, and I know that you can do the exact same thing. And I'm here. Can't wait to see you guys this year at the 100K networking event out there, and we about to get it. See, people think when you have something in the hood, it's just a bunch of drug dealing and shooting and violence and all that stuff. It's none of that. It's real peaceful out here, and it's real safe. My people most definitely look out for me, and I look out for them. This Miami Street right here, and I'm about to take y'all over to Salon 1000 real quick. This is April Block, 2400, yeah, all that. Come on. Salon 1000 and Barbershop 100. I named them after the 100K movement. So you got Salon 1000, then you got 100 Barbershop. I'm gonna take you inside the salon. This is my first love. This is actually the first salon I ever worked into. And could you believe it's now mine? See how God works? So this is Salon 1000. My baby, my first love. Right now we're doing some touch-ups right now to keep it cute for all my dolls. But this is Salon 1000. This is just to dry your area, all that. Take a look. And again, this is my very first business on Miami Street. Not my very first business. I started my first salon when I was 18 years old, but this is my very first business on Miami Street. This is the mother. This is mother. This is Salon 1000. This is the infamous Diva Glam Beauty Bar and Weave Express. Everybody knows about Diva Glam. You already know how it goes down in here. Welcome to Diva Glam.
So the family travels to Florida without him. When they return a few days later, Boris still hasn't been punished.
He's not filming, y'all. He's filming me. And as y'all know, my story when I said this is the actual store that was broken into, where I lost everything and I had to start over from scratch. This is the store. I feel like this building was built from God. I mean, he had everything to do with this building. I cannot take the credit for it. I have to give it all to God, and I'm just thankful. We do run one of the most busiest hair stores in Baltimore City. We was voted #1 in sales. I have made millions and millions of dollars in this business, in this hood, in the same hood. I give back. I love my hood, and I love my people. Like, without you guys, Diva Glam wouldn't even be what it is. But I am thankful. This is my business. You guys heard my story. The 100K, $100 1,000 times, 100K network coming up. I can't wait to meet everybody, and that's just pretty much it. This is Barbershop 100. This is your girl April Diva Stylist Barbershop. This is my biggest headache. This is something that I was afraid to do, and I just jumped out on faith and did it. You know, I felt like my dudes needed somewhere to come real nice, you know, and relaxing and get their hair cut, just as well as the females. One thing I am known for is making sure that my community is straight, and I felt like this barbershop was most definitely one that would complete the whole April brand. So this is Barbershop 100, y'all.